I am a firm believer in the idea that the universe is always looking out for you and is always working for you. And when life is just being particularly shitty, it means that you are not living in alignment with your higher self and that there is a higher power trying to steer you into the right direction. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we talk all about personal development, self-improvement, self-help, basically anything that we need to know in order to level up. I'm your host, Mariana Solis, and today I want to talk about, or continue talking about, having faith in something when life feels like it is just not working in your favor. But before we get into it, do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below your personal experiences because it helps me out just so much, and I would love for us to get to know each other and embark on this journey of self-improvement. So 4 months ago, I really decided to put this idea to the test. I posted a video of when I lost my job and my world just seemed like it was falling apart, but showing you guys that I was just still gonna trust in my plan, in my vision, and try to make it a reality despite literally feeling like everything else was in flames. So instead of freaking out, well, actually, that's a lie because I did freak out a little bit. But instead of just finding a new job right away, I decided to try and figure out what it was that the universe was trying to tell me or trying to teach me, and why this was all even happening, and how what I perceived were obstacles could actually be working in my favor, and how it could continue to aid me in this journey of personal development. So before this all happened, I had been posting on YouTube pretty consistently for, I want to say, 3 months, but I had been posting on YouTube for half a year already. I was consistent, but I just wasn't really taking it seriously. I was like, oh, it's okay if it takes 4 years, 5 years, it's fine. I'll continue posting my one little video a week. I'm happy with the 40 subscribers I have. I know one day I'll make it, but probably not in the near future. And the reason why I was so content with my very gradual growth and with only posting that one video a week was because I had a stable income, and it wasn't anything crazy, but it was honestly more than enough to sustain my lifestyle, and it was more than I was ever making before. And after all this happened and I looked back at my life, I realized that I was extremely just comfortable. I was comfortable with the fact that I wasn't living out my content creator dreams. I was comfortable with the fact that I wasn't really seeing exponential growth because I had a good enough job, because I had a good enough amount of money coming in, because I had a good enough life. But in this life, in this one life that we have, there is absolutely no reason to settle for good enough, especially not when greatness is out there and it's not so far out of our reach. And so after this realization, I could have easily looked at everything going on in my life with sadness, fear, anger, and I could have just continued to repeat the cycle of getting another job that I wasn't really happy in, probably stopping posting consistently on YouTube because I was still getting adjusted to my schedule, then posting again, but kind of half-assing it, honestly, and just settling for mediocre growth. But I knew that I deserved to give this a real shot. I deserved to give myself a chance and give my dreams a chance and just keep trying and trying and trying until I made it. Why was failing even an option? Because at that time it was. So it's officially been 4 months since I posted that video. It's officially been 4 months since I last received a good check. Have I gotten monetized? No. But I have honestly learned so much about myself, about the journey of self-improvement in these past 4 months, and I have so much faith in myself and in the universe. And so these are 3 things that I've learned throughout my journey about growth, about going after your dreams, about faith. So growth is very scary and it feels very uncomfortable. So when you are growing and stepping into this new version of yourself, it feels very uncomfortable, and it's very easy to mistake these negative emotions that arise with a feeling that you're headed towards the wrong path. Your intuition telling you to stop. Your gut telling you that this is not meant for you. It's very easy to mistake those feelings. But that is not the truth. You don't have to accept those feelings. And I will get into the reasons why I no longer accept those feelings, but I just quickly wanted to address that yes, the feeling of being uncomfortable, the feeling of being scared, honestly, I felt like such a bum for a long time because I wasn't getting paid, because I wasn't making money, because oh my god, what am I doing with my life? And I would hear my friends basically just bath mouthing other people who were not making money, other people who did nothing with their lives. And at the beginning, I felt like, oh my God, they're like talking about me, even though like none of my friends really knew about my journey. And I just felt really shitty. I felt really uncomfortable. I have never not had a stable amount of income coming in. I have never not had a job. I feel like a disappointment too. I'm also like a first generation Latina. So if you know anything about Hispanic culture, we are all hardworking as people. Like, you need to have a job, you need to have money. As soon as you turn 16, 17, like, money better be coming in, and you need to help your parents. Yes, I could easily go back to my old job, my old job, which was Panda Express. And yeah, I could have money coming in, but what I am doing right now is setting myself up for the future, right? It feels uncomfortable not earning money right now. It feels uncomfortable feeling like a bum, feeling lazy, feeling whatever it is right now, but I know that I am not doing this for the version of me right now. I'm not filming this video for me right now. I don't feel like, yes, you know, like I'm reaping all the benefits right now. No, I am filming this video in hopes that, one, this will benefit somebody else out there, and two, I will see growth from this video, even if it's just 1 subscriber, 2 subscribers, and that will aid me in my like content creation journey. Let's say your goal is to lose weight. If you are on a weight loss journey, yeah, it's gonna feel uncomfortable not stopping by the drive-thru maybe, or eating a second portion of your meal, going above your calories. It's gonna feel uncomfortable, but you're not doing it for who you are right now. You're doing it for who you are in a month. If you don't feel uncomfortable right now, you're gonna be the exact same person you are right now in a month, in a year. Versus if you're able to just withstand the unfamiliarity, the uncomfortable feelings, all those negative emotions, you will eventually become the person that you are doing all of that for, you know? You have to remind yourself that when you are growing, you are stepping into new habits, routines, and mindsets. And because you're adopting all of these new things, you naturally have to let go of a lot of your old self. Of course, it's going to feel scary. Of course, it's going to feel different, but that is all normal. That is all a part of growth. That is all necessary. And do not let this stop you or deter you from your goals. Do not confuse comfortableness with happiness and success. Sometimes that's also easy. We can do something that we're comfortable with. Maybe it's clubbing. Oh, we're having so much fun. This is so comfortable. I love being around my friends. Oh, I love being drunk. I love being a little tipsy. But that is not happiness. Happiness is what's going to come when you feel good about the life that you're living. If your goal is to like have a better social life, of course, yeah, go adopt that. Maybe that's going to feel uncomfortable for you. But if you're like me and your like social life is already good, you were used to drinking every single weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and your goal is now to have a completely different life, that is going to feel comfortable, but that is not going to be the source of your happiness anymore. Because when you do that, even though it feels comfortable, the next day, the next week, the next month, you're going to be like, fuck, why did I do that? Like, oh, I wasted so much money. I was acting so messy. I was so dumb, blah, 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 blah. So do not confuse those two things. Lesson number 2, growth is extremely lonely. None of my friends know about my YouTube channel. None of my friends know about my silly little dreams of becoming a content creator. Nobody. And I think it's because I don't really think they would get it, and I don't really turn to those friends for support. And I think it's best to like keep things to yourself when you are very early on into your journey, when you are kind of like at this building stage, because at the end of the day, it's a very personal journey. Yes, you can have accountability partners. Like, for example, my boyfriend, he knows. He's like, oh, did he record today? Did he post a video today? But at the end of the day, he's not the one sitting here recording. At the end of the day, it all comes down to you. Whether or not you put in that work that day, it is all on you. And because of that, the journey can feel very lonely. There are times where you're just gonna have to say no to your friends. So I want to go drinking can't today. Oh, I want to do this, can't today. Especially if they're doing the things that you are working so hard to get away from. And sometimes we can let these feelings of loneliness, I don't know, it gets us in this mood of like very sad, maybe even depressed. And sometimes we can think, I'm doing something wrong, this can't be right, I feel like shit, this can't be right. It's important to recognize that loneliness is actually pretty normal when you're trying to like level up. The times where I have seen the most personal growth, the most self-improvement, personal development, whatever you want to call it, have been the times where I've also felt the most loneliest. And that's not to say that I completely isolate myself, completely shut the world out, because I don't think that's healthy. As humans, we need a social life in order to feel fulfilled, but I think it's important to find like that middle ground where you recognize that sometimes those sacrifices are going to have to be made. You're not going to be able to be as available as you once were, especially if you are surrounded by people who don't have the same mindset as you, who are not trying to grow, who are happy and content with the lifestyles that they're living, or even people who don't necessarily want to see you grow. And I've learned to not really deem that loneliness as good or bad, but to just accept that sometimes it's just a feeling that arises when you are working on improving yourself, when you are working towards a goal. And number 3, the signs are there. Do not overlook them. It's normal to want to see huge signs of growth. Wake up and see 10,000 followers. Wake up and see a video go viral. Wake up and lose 20 pounds magically. Wake up and completely see yourself transformed into a different person. But for the majority of us, it's not gonna happen. Our progress is not gonna look like a positive linear graph. I'm sorry to say. Mine hasn't. But that doesn't mean that there are absolutely no other signs of growth. So I pre-record all of my videos, right? You're not going to see this video until, I would say, a month, maybe a little bit more, because I naturally just like to get ahead of the game. That's how I am as a person. And I recorded the video that I was talking about earlier the night before it was scheduled to go live. I had been out of a job for 2 months, I want to say, maybe 1 month, and it was getting really hard. I was still in like the very early stages where I was like still not really believing in the journey. I was like, what am I doing? Like I said, I feel like a bum. I feel like a failure. I need to get a job. Who am I kidding? Those thoughts were very much prevalent. And I remember I just could not take it one night. And I broke down crying, and I started applying for jobs. And I was like, this isn't going to work for me. Like, I've been at 40 subscribers for so long, 30 views for so long. And I remember at this time too, there were a lot of subscribers, a lot of y'all who were commenting about God. Seeing how present God is to some of you guys and how religious you guys are and spiritual, it kind of motivated me. And I was like, let me just pray. Let me pray and let me open my heart to God. I'm not a religious person. I believe in a higher source, but I don't know if I would necessarily call it God. From my experience, like I never had the best relationship with the church. So maybe I do believe in God, but not the church. But I was like, well, a prayer will not hurt. So I prayed, and I was just, saying it like, I'm so close to giving up. Please just give me any sign that this is meant for me. I just need a sign to keep going, because if not, I'm going to quit. I just don't have it in me anymore. I need money. I need to not feel like a bum. I need to not feel like a failure. The next morning I woke up, and this video, I think it had gotten so many views, so many comments of people just telling me how much they related. That was the biggest sign for me. None of my videos at that point had ever reached over, I want to say 30 views. I reached 100 subscribers from that video. That was massive for me. That experience helped me have faith in my journey and in a higher source. It set me up so that in the future, I would be extremely grateful for any amount of growth. Now, when I post a new video, maybe I get 2 new subscribers, 3 new subscribers, but those mean something to me, because now I'm able to see, yeah, I am on the right road. This is another sign, right? I asked for a big sign that night. They gave me a big sign. Now I don't need a big sign. Give me the small signs and I'll be okay, and I'll continue to keep pushing. That's all I need to keep pushing. So do not take those small instances of growth lightly. If you lose a pound in a month, you still lost that pound. If you gained a new mindset, you still gained a new mindset. If you gained 2 subscribers, those are still 2 new subscribers. Do not only try to seek out the goal when you're judging whether or not your plan is working. Try to say, hey, did I make it yet? Am I viral? Am I making money out of this? Did I lose 10 pounds? Did I lose 5 pounds? Don't try to just measure with the goal in mind. Try to see it as like this big picture. Try to measure the journey as a whole. And I lied, there is a 4th lesson. You will always find a way to make it work. I haven't gotten a check in 4 months from an actual job. I still got bills to pay. I'm still living off of just completely sustaining myself. And somehow, even during the times where I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this month. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I still managed to get it done. And I don't credit myself for this one at all. I literally credit it to whoever is looking out for me. They got me and they got you too. I found so many side hustle opportunities, just like the most random side hustle opportunities ever, and these have made it possible for me to pay my bills. And look, obviously I've had to lower my quality of life a little bit. I've had to start holding on to every penny that comes my way, but thankfully I have never gone without food. I've never gone without water. I've never struggled to pay my rent. Thankfully, like, I have people, beings, the universe, God, whoever you want to call it, looking out for me. When you are going after what is meant for you, when your intentions are pure, when you are moving with like a high moral compass, when you're just being a good person and you are being or like acting deserving of whatever it is that you are asking for, you will be protected. And I think this is probably like the biggest lesson that I've learned, because like I said, in the grand scheme of things, if I have an outsider looking in on my life, maybe you're seeing and you're like, this dumbass bitch, like, what the fuck is she blabbering on about? She's a bum. She don't got nothing coming in. But I truthfully, like, I don't feel like that. I don't feel negative about this journey at all. I don't feel anxious. I don't feel scared. And I really think that it's because I believe that I'm being protected right now. And so these were all of the lessons that I've learned in this journey of just going after my dream and taking a chance on myself. And these lessons are truthfully just helping me continue to push through on this journey, because no, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. It's hard believing in yourself. It's hard taking a chance on yourself. It's hard working towards like a dream reality. But just because something is hard doesn't mean that it's not worth it. And I hope this motivates you to keep pushing too. If it's content creation, great, but these don't just apply for content creation. I use that as an example because that's kind of like my biggest goal right now, but these can apply for all paths of life. Keep pushing. Remember that you are not alone, and comment down below your personal experience. What motivates you to keep pushing? Don't forget to subscribe to see more content and to continue to support me, because it helps me out tremendously. And like this video if it inspired you. Until next time, bye.